The schedule came out. I mean, there is a little bit of, and there's always a buzz when you see the schedule come out. I would have liked to see like maybe the Purdue game and the Illinois game be like back to back. But for me, like when I look at what happened this year on the road, I guess I can't take them seriously until they start winning games on the road in the Big Ten, because it was just a debacle after a debacle. Every time every time they went to the road. I mean, I think UCLA was the only road game, and that's not really a road game. So, what was your biggest takeaways from the schedule?
I mean, I like it. You know, I think that having on the road to Notre Dame, Joe will tell us all about how well we play it, you know, in South Bend, and at Autzen, another place is a house of horrors for USC traditionally. I think those are going to be some tough sledding. I think that going out to I think Nebraska, rules going to get Nebraska. He has them moving in the right direction. I think a year later, the combination of having that Notre Dame game and then Nebraska after now, hold on. There are some buys. I'm looking at the buys again. So there's a buy. Actually, this shapes up really nice. Look at that. You have a buy before Michigan, which is great. I like that. We have Michigan at home, and then we go to Notre Dame, but then we have another bye, which I think is going to be great because it's going to allow USC to get healthy for that, you know, that run of Michigan and Notre Dame, because that's going to be two really fit after Illinois, which will be another physical game with Bielema. But I think with Michigan and Notre Dame, having that bye is going to be great, not only to get right and get healthy, but also on top of that, you know, prepare for those teams. So I'm excited about the buys break really great for this. Actually, it sets up for us. It splits the season up really good. Usually USC gets screwed on these buys, right? We'll have a buy like in week 1 or week 2, it seems like. And then we got to go like 8-9 weeks. Yeah. So I like it. I think some of the opponents are going to be difficult on the road. I mean, having Notre Dame and Oregon on the road both pop off the schedule to me.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely 100%, but we have to build a team that can at least split those 2 games. So, I mean, we're, you know, at some point we have to kind of make a jump. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, hopefully, the freshmen who come in some of them can contribute, and then also, you know, I know they're working hard to get these guys in the portal to come over to SC. I know SC has a bunch of visits coming up as well, building the offensive line and the secondary, which is where we are. Is Rajon Davis a guy who's coming back? Are you hearing things about him coming back, or is he going to be?
So I'm not going to go off of things that I've heard. I've not heard anything from Rajon.
Okay, me either.
But I would say that we were told that he was coming back, and I think he would. You know, he is a team guy, and every time he's got a shot, he hasn't disappointed. I mean, he's come in and he's played well. So I don't know. I'm assuming until we hear otherwise that he's coming back. It's fluid, right? It depends on what happens with the transfer portal.
Always.
You know, I think as of right now, I believe he's going to come back, but you know, who knows? You know, none of these positions. I mean, the wide receivers, you know, even the running back room, etc. It depends on what happens, you know, over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's going to be a situation where it's going to pop in and out. But what I do like is, and Gabe had a great video. We talked about this as well, about how the beginning of the season sets up really well for, let's say you want let's say you go with Longstreet from game 1. Let's just say he comes in and he really impresses, right? Let's just say that he comes in and just has just a really precocious spring. He's coming in early, so he'll be there for the spring and the fall camp, and there's a true competition. Let's just say, just hypothetically, true freshman gets the spot. Well, starting out early, you know, playing schools, one of which was basically what is coming right off of being an FCS school. So in Missouri State, and then Georgia Southern coming in, that's not going to be overwhelming. Both those games are at home, and then you go to Purdue. So if you have your first road game, your first Big Ten road game is against Purdue, and you have that with a true freshman quarterback, I know that there's going to be a live, the crowd's going to go nuts. I mean, that place can be nuts. But I'm thinking the quality of defense they're going to face it's gonna be an ideal situation for that. Or even if it's Jaden Mayaba, just to take what he's learned over the offseason. This schedule sets up great for our young offensive line, and whoever the quarterback should be is going to be fairly inexperienced. It sets up really good through that Michigan State game, and then Illinois might be a tough match. But I really like those first 3 games, and then having Michigan State at home. We'll be able to see what they look like with Aiden Childs in the second year, but it sets up good.
2 things. Yeah, one thing about the Purdue game, I've been watching that UNLV program very closely because I'm like, and I've been impressed with what they've done. I don't know what he can do in year 1. I'm not sure who's going to all come over to Purdue because they have their coach Odom is over there at Purdue now. But that would be a game where I would say, just keep an eye on, just because a lot of coaches make their biggest impression in year 1. And I do think, I'm not, as far as the quarterback goes, I'm just not opposed. I mean, I know Lincoln doesn't really do it, but I like to keep both guys engaged. You know what I'm saying? So if you have an opportunity to, you saw with Penn State, as good as Drew Aller is, they play the other quarterback sometimes too. Just on a couple of other snaps, just some snaps here and there. So if Mayaba is just ends up winning the job and becoming the starter, Longstreet has such a skill set that getting him on the field a couple of plays a half is really something that I would like to see. If he obviously he has to earn those snaps. If he earns those snaps, give it to him, because you never know when injury happens, quarterback goes down. All those things like that. So I do like teams who kind of I think Washington did the same thing. They played 2 quarterbacks when the Trojans went to Washington. I like keeping both quarterbacks engaged. It's college. There's enough plays in here where you can get a couple plays here and there for guys to get some experience.
Yeah, I think the key for whoever's at quarterback next year. Make sure you guys check that video out though over on Trojan Blade. I think it's his latest one. I think whoever's at quarterback is going to really need this young offensive line. Now, they're a young line, but they've been playing together for a while. They have been playing together for a while now.
Yeah.
And we're going to see the development and we're going to see how well they scouted these kids out and brought them into the program. We're going to see how quickly we're getting guys healthy. Hayden Treater, we had him on the show. Really smart kid, huge. I mean, I knew he was big, but seeing him on the sidelines, I mean, you guys, this is a very, very big man who moves very well, plays with a level of aggression that's going to make a lot of you old school guys very happy. And we have Micah Banuelos getting healthy. So I think we do need to bring a veteran presence in. I wouldn't mind bringing in a veteran tackle. Seems like we've been saying that every year. Lincoln Riley's here, but until we get that depth, it's probably going to be a requirement.